Hey you guys, Jeremy from Plastic Fantastic Climbing, and again, we are doing like these really quick, short, 1 to 5 minute reviews on, which are not 1 minute at all.
Not at all. We wanted them to be 1 minute.
We wanted them to be 1 minute.
5 minutes later, we're
Yeah,
like,
5 minutes, we're still chatting.
Anyway.
So we want to do these quick reviews because Cliffs of It is having a shoe demo with a whole bunch of companies. So 510 is here, So Ill is here, Evolv is here, Scarpa is here. And so we just kind of want to do these really quick demos, or we want to try on all these great shoes and just kind of share experiences with the shoes that we tried on.
Yeah.
And just right now, we both tried on the 510 Quantums.
Yep. Which is the first lace up that we tried on. Everything else we tried on today was definitely strapped.
Strapped, Velcros,
some
for sure.
way too much strapped.
If you run into the ones that I had about the Furas, you'll definitely know that I thought that was too much strap.
Way too much strap. That could go so many different ways.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Quantum is. I went street shoe size 10, which was actually perfect for me. I don't like to be jammed in the toe box. I've got kind of sensitive toes. However, the first initial put on, I had a little bit of a bite on the outside. I think it's because of the extra rubber in that area. It's also because my feet have a little extra bump on my pinky toe, which I think is not necessarily normal for people, but for me, I'm made a little uncomfortable. With that being said, is the lace up really wrapped around the top of my foot really nicely. The heel and the midfoot felt fantastic. It is a little bit tough, it is a little bit harder of a shoe.
It is, actually.
In the toe was very interesting. So when I did put it on and waited for a few minutes for my feet to kind of relax in them, I got more and more comfortable in them, which was great. Secondly, I put my foot on the first piece of plastic and then fell off because I wasn't expecting the toe to be as hard.
As hard. It's definitely hard rubber.
It was a hard rubber, and I expected it to kind of just grip. It did not grip, it fell.
I have a question.
And
because earlier we were talking about the So Ill shoes being super stiff up front.
Yeah.
Same sensation? Did you feel like
Difference.
this is the same rubber that was using on the So Ills?
No. So funny enough is like this is actually a harder rubber. It feels harder. There's really no give in this upper toe box, in the toe box area in the forefoot. The So Ills actually was a little bit softer. They were hard, but they were definitely a little bit softer, and it gripped the wall just a little bit better. Now, a couple climbs in the stealth rubber, I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I think you just got to get a little marks in them. I think fresh out of the box, you kind of gonna just rough them up a little bit. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this rubber. Everybody loves this rubber.
So I talk about the stealth rubber that is, or the 510 rubber that's on the 510 high angles, which
Yep.
I love. Like I think
Everybody loves.
I friggin' love those shoes. Those shoes are awesome, which is why I was super psyched to try on the Quantums because I haven't tried a new 510 shoe since the high angles.
Right.
So, which is why I wanted to be in these.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, is probably their best-selling shoe to date.
The high angles?
High angle?
In terms of like their new aggressive line,
The new aggressive line. It's up there.
I'm sure it's either the high angle or the 510 teams for sure.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good point.
Yeah.
So anyway, fit-wise, cut my heel very nicely. It was firm. It wasn't too loose. The midfoot is a little bit stiffer than everything else we tried today. I felt secure in this shoe. I was in the shoe. I felt like it wrapped around my foot, and I love everything about that. Like I said, is the only thing that I had a problem was a bite on my left foot, right off my pinky. But I think that's my feet, not necessarily anybody else's feet.
Yeah, that might just be a you thing, not in everybody, like a shoe thing.
Totally.
Here's what I think though. I think this is an edging shoe. Like I think that's why the rubber is stiffer than what I'm normally used to in terms of like the 510 rubber. I think this is used a little bit more to edge. Obviously, there's like a little bit more of an aggressive toe in there, so maybe I could be wrong, but I partly feel like they could have added the harder rubber just so you can edge a little bit more.
I think you might actually be correct about that because when we were doing some overhang stuff with this shoe, that was what I slipped off with at the moment in time I moved to an edging problem that I stuck just fine.
Yeah.
And it was really clean, it was really smooth. I felt no issues on the wall at all. I felt there. I didn't feel like I was worried about slipping off by any means.
No.
So I think that's a very good assessment.
I also feel like out of all the shoes, like that, I mean, the 3 shoes that we tried on so far.
Of course.
This is the only one out of the rest of them that I'm really compelled to wear more, to give more of like a review. Like the other 2 I tried on, I'm like, you know, like I don't know if I would buy them. I'll be really quite honest. Maybe the Futures were a little bit too sensitive. Maybe the So Ills were not sensitive enough. This is the one that I feel like I just need a little bit more time in for me to really assess. I do love the fit. I think the fit is perfect. I love the laces and how well that adjusts for me to get a really good fit. So I really feel like a little bit more time is needed.
Yeah, I agree. I want to spend a little bit more time on this shoe. I do like the concept and the idea of this shoe. I do like the laceness, especially when you need to crank down and get in your shoe.
Yeah.
I loved that, and I normally don't love a lacing system. And then the foam tongue was really comfortable.
It was really nice.
It was really nice. It wrapped my
really
foot, which didn't have the split, which was really nice. It did wrap my foot. I was worried that it was going to kind of pinch a little bit. It didn't pinch. It went right in the side. It is tacked in there, so there's no slipping, which I love. All in all, I mean, I would give this shoe, without spending too much time in it, a 4 out of 5.
I would do the same. Again, like we're only climbing like a few climbs because, you know, like I'm not greedy. Derek isn't greedy. We don't want to be in the shoes all the time, like a really long time, because other people may want my 8.5.
Totally.
Right.
Or my 10.
Or his 10. So we're not really spending a ton of time. These are just like really quick.
Just very quick.
Yeah, really quick little climbs, and I feel like 4 out of 5 is a very, very solid.
I think so.
Yeah.
With the
solid.
potential of moving to a 5 for some edging stuff.
Yeah.
So more time. So thank you.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Sweet.
Oh, okay.